everybody, welcome once again to M Cubed. I am Brian, the freshly shorn Motley mix merchant. Finally got my haircut 4.5 months later. I think I lost a couple of pounds in the process. Good to have you along for the ride today. My first video of July. Going to wrap up June for you and take a look at some of my recent auction and thrift store hauls. Only about 6 items to show you. Actually, I think all of these are from auction. Yes, they are. They're all from auction. So I'll go through those. But first, let's talk about June. It was another great month. Not as great as May was, but still sold 42 items on eBay in the month of June. And I sold 3 things on Facebook Marketplace. So my goal from the beginning to do this part-time was to sell 1 item per day. So over a 3-month period, that would be about 91 items or so. I sold 95 items just in the months of May and June. So I'm well ahead of pace. I am really just churning things out of here, turning things over as they come in and listing them and shipping them out. And it did slow down a bit in the last 8 to 9 days or so of June, down to about 1 per day on average, maybe even less. But yeah, still 1 item here and there. So far, 1 item per day since the end of June. And you know what? Just going to keep on keeping on and picking up things at auctions and listing them and getting through some other piles of things that I have found. And actually, as I go through what's sold here to finish off June, I only have about 4 things I want to tell you about. A couple other small things and one thing that was a non-paying bidder. But excuse me for 1 second. Just losing my throat here. Only about 4 things to show you, but I'm going to have to add on another area. Not only am I going to be selling on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, but I'm going to be selling at auctions too. Because the auction house that I'm now working at, if I have things that I want to try and sell on one of their auctions, I can bring it in and list it. They'll keep their percentage, not quite as much as other people, because I work there, but I can start selling things at auction myself. So I'm going to take some of my bigger, older items and list them on the auctions, and we'll see what happens. I already took in a couple things, and they've got bids for an auction that's closing in about 3 or 4 days. So I'll let you know how that goes when it happens. So first off, though, let me scooch over a little bit, as I always do. Show you about 4 things that sold there to finish off June since my last What Sold episode. And again, good numbers. The money was great for May and June. Definitely paid for a few rounds of golf after the golf courses opened. But first up was the RC stuff. I've sold so much of the RC stuff that I've picked up. And I sold 2 of the RC bodies. Now, these are the big, huge plastic bodies that are about 26 inches long. Not 26, 21 inches long. About 11 inches wide and 5 inches deep. So they take an oversized box to ship, which I forgot about because one of them went to Michigan. I sold 2 of them. One of them went to Michigan, which was fine. But then the other one, of course, went to California. And I didn't adjust my shipping costs. Didn't really think about the fact that these RC bodies were huge. So I only made about $8 on this one RC body because I sold them for $30 each, plus another $15 towards the shipping. That's in US. And I didn't make much at all on the second one. The first one was great, but the second one, yeah, I didn't make much money. One of my first big shipping mistakes of this year, actually, since I've been very mindful of charging the right amount. So something I forgot and try to remember now for the future. Something I just showed you in one of my most recent haul videos is already sold. It was this beautiful drip glaze handled ewer in the style of Blue Mountain Pottery, but it was not a Blue Mountain Pottery piece, I don't think. I made sure I put that very prominently in the description of the item. Sold it for a nice $27 plus $13 towards the shipping, and that one cost me $4 at the local Goodwill when I started thrifting once again. So again, that was a less than 3 weeks turnover from time of purchase at the Goodwill till having it shipped out of the house. So that was a great sale to finish off the month. Some Chinese cork art. I think I got this in an online auction. I think. I can't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure I did get it in an online auction. And it sold for $19 plus $10 towards the shipping. Maximum I paid for that was about $1.50 because I believe it was part of a lot of other things that I paid $3 or $4 for. So good return on some Chinese cork art. And last but not least, sold something that's been in the store for probably 9 months now, well before Christmas of last year. I purchased an entire set of Royal Doulton Ting dinnerware, and I had split it up into plates and salad plates and mugs, and these were the saucers, the 6-inch saucers. 4 of them sold for $20 plus $10 towards the shipping. And what actually happened was I listed them as a set of 4, but I had 5. I just shipped the buyer the extra one, A, as insurance against something happening to one of them on the trip out to California again, and B, I'm not going to sell one saucer, so I decided just to throw it in because it's easier to list something as a set of 4 because people will buy even number sets, and then just I threw in the extra piece just to give it to the buyer as a gift. So that was it. That was the last 4 big things. Again, a couple small things and one thing that was a non-payer, but other than that, pretty quiet week to finish off June. But again, so happy with the way things went the last couple of months. Trying to keep the momentum up, but it's tough. Things have definitely slowed down since about the Friday before Father's Day. That's about a week, almost 2 weeks now. But I'll just keep plugging away, and the stuff I'm listing is getting the views at least. So eventually somebody will buy them, and I think I'm going to be seeing a good summertime slowdown here in July and August as the weather turns and many areas of North America return to semi-normal life, although as people return to semi-normal life, things are happening in the wrong direction and then they're shutting down again. So who knows what it's going to mean for us here in the reselling business, but in the meantime, I'll just keep plugging away. And by plugging away, I am mainly getting auction stuff. I am still taking part in online auctions. A lot of it's coming from the auction house I work at now because I see the stuff coming in and it's like, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's one of the pitfalls of working at an auction house now. You see the stuff first, and so it catches your eye and you think about it even more. So I picked up a few things though in the last couple of weeks. Quite a few smaller things, a lot of clear glass, but good clear glass items. Hard to really describe what it is, Pyrex and that kind of thing. So get that listed. But then here's a few other things that I got. I want to do 6 things that I'm going to show you that I picked up at auctions. And this is interesting. This one was good too. You know I love my Blue Mountain Pottery or my drip glaze. Well, this is I think it's a gravy boat. But if you can see on the top, is this holding the right way? That way. L and F. This spout is from the very bottom. This spout is fed from the bowl from the very bottom. This one is fed only at the top. So this is a separator. This is a gravy separator so that the fat goes out one side and the liquid comes out the other side. So that is very, very cool. It's not Blue Mountain Pottery. It is Evangeline. Yeah, Evangeline of Canada. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, you can almost see it. Put it to the word. There it is. There it is. Right there. Evangeline, Canada, with a mold number on the bottom. But again, it's done in the drip glaze style, stoneware with the clay there on the bottom. Beautiful little piece. I don't think I've listed this yet. Yes, I have. No, I haven't yet because I wanted to make sure of exactly what it was, but I do know for sure now that it's definitely a separator. And it's going to go on the store for probably $20. And it cost me $2 at auction. So should be a good return on that when it sells. Not if, when. If you remember in the last haul video, when I unloaded everything from the couple of boxes just live on the air, I picked up a few Royal Copenhagen plates. Well, in a auction about 4 days later, there were more Royal Copenhagen plates, but they were different. And I researched them, and I'm glad that I did. There's 3 of them, all Christmas plates from Royal Copenhagen. And the Royal Copenhagen plates go for about $10 to $15 a piece, depending on which ones they are. Those American history ones that I got, I kept them in a lot because there were 2 American history ones and then a Danish bicentennial. So all 3 plates had to do with a bicentennial of something. So I kept them all together in a lot. They're on the eBay store now for, I think, $31 for all 3 plates. But then I got more, and one of them was this one because I did some research. This is a Christmas plate from 1950. You can see the date there on the bottom, 1950. Now, because of the age of this plate, it's worth a little more, a lot more. Recent sold items of this plate And the ones that are listed, including mine now, are in the neighborhood of $75 to $85 US. It has sold at that level. Others that have theirs listed are right in that range as well. I have mine listed right now for $79.99 on my eBay store, which is linked down below, by the way, if you'd like to check out the Motley Mix merchant on eBay. So that was a great find, and it helps to do your research. I say it time and time. I've been spouting this for 9 months now since I learned it myself. Research, research, research. Take a look at things, especially if you've got the time now to research the items that are in online auctions. Research. That plate could have just slipped by because I wasn't really hot on the plates after I got the last 3, but I looked up that one specifically, and it's worth quite a bit more than the others. So, research. This was great. I like my multicolored MCM stuff. Look at this beautiful martini mixer. This is a 14-inch, 16-inch. It's right here. I'm going to measure it. See if I can do it without snapping myself. Oh, it's not that big. 10-inch. Still. Beautiful painted glass martini mixer with stir stick. Look at that nice big long glass stir stick for the martini mixers. So that's a gorgeous piece. This one was part of another lot that cost me, I think, $5 total at auction. And so that piece may be $1 if there were 5 pieces in that lot. And it is going to go on the eBay store tonight after I finish this video for $25 US. That's about what they're going for right now. But that one's in gorgeous, gorgeous shape. Really, really neat MCM design on it. And I can't wait to get it up there and see what kind of action it gets. I'm sure it'll get some fairly quickly. What else? Oh, and as you can see, I'm really sticking with my ceramic and pottery and glass lines. I'm really finding some great stuff in the kind of things that I'm getting good at selling. So I thought I'd keep up with it, and I'm getting some great finds with glassware and ceramics like this. Isn't that beautiful? You can probably see it a little bit on the camera there, but that has got an iridescent finish to it. There it is. See the rainbow style iridescent finish to it? This beautiful teapot. It's got a shell design on the handle and on the lid. It is made by ESD of Japan, which is the company that makes Lefton, sorry. But this is not one of those. ESD is the same company, but this is an ESD plate by Enterprise, and an Enterprise exclusive for Toronto, Canada. So this was made specifically by ESD for the Canadian market. But it's not just the teapot. There is also, let me get that back on there. There is also a creamer, a sugar, a covered butter dish, and another covered condiment bowl with an attached underplate. I got all 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. 5 pieces. For a grand total of $6 at auction. I'm going to probably list it as one big set for $45 to $50 to start. I always put best offer on the big things, so we'll see what kind of action and maybe watchers or offers I get on that, but I'm thinking I'm going to list that in the $40 to $50 range to start, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous iridescent ceramic set, but ESD of Japan, so we'll see how that goes. This, if you saw the thumbnail, you saw this. We had somebody selling stuff at the auction house, a consignor, that's the word I'm looking for, consignor at the auction house in Niagara Falls, who had a ton of porcelain and about 5 of these kinds of pitchers and wash basins. I picked up this one because of the coloring. That is an absolutely gorgeous blue, purplish blue, mostly blue, wash basin and bowl, and it has got an ironstone mark on the bottom. Ironstone, of course, being very famous from England. I can't find a date on that mark specifically, but most ironstone like this is probably from the 1880s to the 1920s. So this is definitely an antique. I've advertised it as such on the store. And this one cost me $4 at auction. It's right now on the store for $49.99 plus $19 for shipping because it's going to take an oversized box because the bowl itself is 10 inches across, so that's got at least 12 by 12 right there. So it's going to be over the 12 by 12 by 12. So I have definitely charged $20 for shipping on that, hopefully $45 to $50 wash basin and pitcher. But it's gorgeous. They had some other gorgeous ones too. But I decided to go for that one and got it with just one upbidder. So it was good. It was very good to get. Last but not least, going to take you back to your childhood here if you're my age or so. Does this look familiar to anybody? I picked up a big box of slot racing tracks and 5 controllers, and the tracks included a start-finish line, a lap counter, 2 loop-de-loops, a figure 8 like this, or a crisscross, I guess this would be called, a crisscross, another circle where the cars get close to each other in the circle, if you remember that at all from this. This is slot car racing. It's the precursor to remote control racing, where the cars have little metal brushes on the bottom, and they go around the track here touching the metal, which is electrified because there are, and I did have a power supply for it as well. I got that for $3. Nobody was bidding on it in the auction last Sunday, and I decided to take a shot. Well, guess what? There are people that still collect this and play with it and set them up. And so this is going to go on the eBay store for, because of how much I have, I've got over 50 pieces of track, 5 controllers, and the power source and all that kind of stuff. I'm probably going to put a $50 price tag on this. It's still popular. So we'll see how that goes. And this is by Ideal, is the company that made it. And it was one of the bigger companies that made slot car tracks back in the day, 60s and 70s. This one is dated I saw it here earlier. What is it? This one's 1995, but some of the other track is, the main track stuff was 1982, 79 or 70, 78, 79 or 82 in that area. So it's about 40 years old, some of that stuff, but I'm actually going to set it up. See if I can find a car somewhere first of all, maybe even buy one on eBay and test it out. Have a little fun before I actually list it. So we'll see. And then of course there's another box of the same stuff coming up in an auction 4 days from now. So I don't know if I'll go for that or not, but it's from the same consignor as well. So I'm guessing it's part of the same multiple sets that are involved. So we'll see. I doubt it. I think I'll just stick with the one box for now and see if I can offload that first and then go and get some more as well. And just keep looking at the auctions. Now, the auction house that I work at is now doing an auction every Wednesday and Sunday with about 400 items in each auction. They are crazy busy. Their auctions are getting tons and tons of action. Online auctions are going to be the way to go, folks, as we go through this new life that we're going to be living in the reselling business. Keep an eye on items on websites like HiBid, if you're especially in the eastern area of North America. HiBid, HIBID.com, HiBid. There's also Max Sold, which I think is a Canadian company, but MaxSold.com does all kinds of house cleanouts and people selling off their stuff. That one is done by the people themselves. And I'm sure there's tons and tons and dozens of other online auction sites that you can check out, because that's going to be the way to go. The auction house that I work at are not going to be doing live auctions anymore. They just can't. And right now, you're only allowed to have 10 or 20 people in one group at a time. Well, you're not going to sell anything if you only can have 20 people sitting in your auction house during an auction. So the online auctions are the way to go. They'll ship anywhere in North America, and it's going to become more and more prevalent as we move on here and try and figure out what the new, I hate saying this, but the new normal, whatever that's going to be in the reselling and auction world. I think it's going to be online auctions. So find things now. Get yourself set up now with an auction house and find a really good online site that looks like they're treating their consigners well, and at the same time has got some good terms of service for you as a buyer, because it's definitely going to be the way to go. So that's it. That's what happened in June. That's what's happening right now in early July. Still having lots of fun. Really, really lots of fun with the research, and now work is fun. It's really, really fun going to work and listing things for the auction house and finding things and helping them out with their business. A couple of friends of mine, and it's great to see their business thriving right now in these times, and I hope it just keeps up. Keeps me busy while I'm waiting for the casino to open. Lord knows when that's going to happen. But until then, everybody else, make sure you're staying safe while you're out there thrifting. Wear your masks. Please wear your masks and be safe for both yourself and for others. And I am going to keep on keeping on with the online auctions, and I'll keep on dropping in here every week at least, if not sooner. And we'll go through things and see what's happening with the Motley Mix merchant. All right? I'll see you soon. Bye for now, everybody. Take care. See you right here with another episode of M Cubed in the very near future. Cheers.